Hello, and welcome back aboard the Good Airship Hopium. I am your humble host and Captain Snappydude speaking. And as always, it is a pleasure, it is my honor to have you aboard, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. Today we are going to be topping back off our hopes and our dreams for Gigantic with the two newest patches to Gigantic. I'm going to read through the patch notes real quick. I'm going to talk about them a little bit, and then we're going to get out of here. And, so let's get to it. So, first patch for today. Hero fixes. Imani, fixed snapshot upgrade to intended behavior and updated skill description. Snapshot buffs damage of the first shot by 50%, but not the second shot. Mozu fixes. Arcane Vortex, induction field not triggering the cooldown correctly. Fixed Arcane Vortex with Perfect Storm talent, not showing the correct range with the targeting indicator. That is one you can actually see glitching out live on my streams last week. I believe so. I believe I used it on there a couple times. Basically what it was doing is even when you put on the talent, the arrow would still be at its normal range, and it made it very hard to aim. I was actually having a similar issue with the upgrade for Dimension Door, but that didn't get fixed, so that sucks. Lord Gnosis fixed Mighty Yop, not buffing allied creatures. Kajir fixed Unseen Blade with the Prowl upgrade, triggering cooldown after the first use hits an ally. Fixed certain buffs persisting after undoing the upgrade that granted them. That's interesting. I didn't know that was happening. Other bugs. Updated the crew UI with better feedback on crew invites. That's awesome. That's something I've been wanting for a while, probably since the game came out. Fixed custom build settings and customization options being reset after updating the game. Fixed crash when accessing hero skills after changing key bindings. Cool. The more crashes you fix, the better. Fixed several hero collisions and spectating cam collision issues on Picaro Bay, Heaven's Ward, and Siren's Strand. Several UI fixes. When receiving multiple crew invites, they are shown in the wrong order. Accepting the top one would accept the bottom invite. Lore snippets for emote screen now show the correct text. Now let's go to the update about ranked mode. This is the big one, guys, the big one. So ranked mode is coming to Gigantic Rampage. Hello, Gigantic fans. We're excited to reveal that ranked mode has arrived in Gigantic Rampage Edition, and its pre-season is live right now on PC and PC only. This mode is especially for those who want to scratch their competitive itch and rise through the ranks, earn unique rewards in the process. Read on for all the details about ranked mode and see what's in store for pre-season or season 0, whatever we're going to call it. I wish they would just stick with one terminology for it. It's really driving me nuts that in this post you'll see it, they go back and forth between season 0 and pre-season, and it just stick to one terminology. It drives me nuts when games don't do that. It makes things so much easier when you just stick to one terminology. Gigantic Rampage Edition Ranked Mode 101, Ranked Mode in a nutshell. All players that reached level 20 on their profile can participate in ranked matches, which uses the traditional Clash game mode. In order to get your initial rank, you have to play 5 placement matches, and that will give you MMR, or matchmaking rating, which ultimately defines your global rank in the running season. Wins and losses over the course of a ranked mode season will affect your MMR, thus your rank. Your rank achieved through a season will define your rewards you will receive once the season ends. Again, right here, having read this a couple of times, they don't ever really say what any of the rewards will be for an actual season. So we're just kind of left up in the air on that. They do give the rewards for season 0, but they do not talk about what rewards means beyond season 0. So let's go on. Season and ranked system. Ranked mode will come with a seasonal system, which each season will run for approximately 3 months. 3 months is solid. I like 3 month seasons. I've played a lot of games that have shorter seasons. It kind of bothers me. I'm going to be honest. I like short seasons. I like three, not short seasons, but I like 3 month long seasons. I think that's the perfect amount. That's how long a season is in real life. You should have 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. Then you have 4 seasons a year. I think that's enough time to do stuff, but I don't think it's too little. I think it's the perfect amount of time. Reaching different ranks throughout the course of the season not only gives you bragging rights in the community, but it also comes with exclusive rewards for each season. We're going to have some kind of rewards each season that are exclusive to reaching different ranks. So that's exciting. What does that mean? Does it mean DLC and rewards? Maybe. I'm serious, guys. I know I was a little bit of a Debbie Downer yesterday. I have a lot of stuff going on in my personal life and a lot of stuff going on here, but with the game, and it's both just kind of hit me like real hard. But again, like this doesn't mean DLC. If you're gonna get people to come back to the game, telling them that the game might have a future is probably the best chance you have right now, because right now a lot of people have left. And there's a lot of reasons that they've left, and there's a lot of reasons they're not coming back, and there's probably a lot of tough times ahead for this game, regardless of whether my rant yesterday ends up being true or not. But I think the best way to bring people back at this point would be if they were going to have some kind of DLC, some kind of season pass, some kind of season unlockables for the game, where you were unlocking skins or characters or titles or whatever in the game. I think this would be the best. I think that would be one of the best ways to get people back, because I think it get people excited, because they go, oh, I can earn that. That's a cool little knickknack I can earn. So I think that would be a cool thing. And it does say we're gonna have some kind of exclusive rewards. It doesn't say what they are though. Watch this space for details when the season draws closer. So basically, when season 1's about to start up, they'll probably announce what the rewards for season 1 will be. I think when we get that, that's when we're going to kind of know the scale of the rewards. And I think the scale of the rewards could do a lot to sway people back into the game. I don't think it's going to do everything. Like, you still have to have matchmaking fixed. You still have to have parties fixed. And you still have to have a lot of these issues fixed, some of the balancing stuff tweaked a little bit more. But overall, I think giving some kind of good rewards, I think, incentivizes people a lot, because I know that's one of the big reasons a lot of people stepped away from the game, is before even getting it, I should say, because a lot of the people that have stepped away from the game right now, it's because of issues, right? But a lot of the people who've just never got the game at all, it's because they just don't see a future in it. They don't want to play a game where there's not DLC, because they become so conditioned to having DLC for everything, and it is insane. We're kicking off ranked mode today with a preseason on PC. Ranked mode on Xbox and PlayStation will be at a later date. This is something that I'm very mixed on. This is really, I think, the only mention in here of Xbox and PlayStation. And the problem I have with that is they don't say if crossplay is going to be enabled for matchmaking and ranked. At this point, I don't know how you could do it without that, because the player count is very low. But with that comes an inherent risk of you're having keyboard and mouse people versus controller people, and is that fair? I don't know. But also, they might not be planning that. Maybe that's why they're separating the test for this test on PC from the other consoles. Maybe it's because everything's going to be split up. Maybe Xbox is going to have its own, PlayStation and PC is going to have its own ranked ladders. We don't know. It doesn't say. I really wish it did, because if they are going to be together, I think they should be testing them together. I didn't expect anything different. They have literally skipped over the consoles with every single test they did before the game came out. So it doesn't surprise me at all. But I do think that it is an area they could do better in, is trying to test things more on the various systems, because everything has different issues, right? every version has different issues, and when you only test one of the 4 versions, it's kind of hard when you're only testing the Steam version, right? So anyway, here we go. This season will be much shorter than a regular season. A warm-up, if you will. We want to use this preseason to make sure everything works as intended, and you get your feedback in case any concerns or issues come up. That's very good of them. I'm still so torn on it because like they have done a pretty good job of taking feedback and trying to fix things. It's just, man, they're just so understaffed. It's insane. That being said, there is still a reward of 4 grabs. All players to reach that bronze rank, which is literally the lowest rank, so I don't know how you would not reach bronze, because I don't think you can go below it. In preseason, will gain the title Vanguard. Cool. Up here, also, I skipped over this because I wasn't reading it. When I was reading it, I didn't think about it. But it says there's going to be a leaderboard. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be tied into the menu for the game, on the game, if it's going to be a website. I was initially under the impression it was going to be like the old one that used to be on a website. But there's no link to it, so maybe it's just going to be in-game. Maybe you can check it through that ranked page somehow that's in the stats menu in the game. Let's see. Keep an eye on our Discord channels for more announcements as we near the end of preseason. It also doesn't say when preseason is or when it ends. So that's kind of annoying. I don't know. That's such a simple thing they could have put in this post. And the closest they get to it is, well, it'll be short, but they don't really say how long it'll be. Shorter than 3 months. So what does that mean? 2.5 months, 2 months, 1 month. Note, with preseason and ranked not available currently on consoles, if you try to join a ranked match with a player on PC, an error message will occur and the match will not begin. You'll be able to jump into matches once preseason is available on consoles. So that would imply that they're going to do a preseason on consoles, which would mean the preseason there is going to be different. My problem with this is, with this preseason stuff, this is going to be the thing I bitch about the most on this video, is when you have a community, like if they did this before the game came out, or on a test server, it would be completely different. But when you have something that is open, in the open ecosystem to everyone in the game, and then you just make certain versions have exclusive stuff, like a ranked mode, it does kind of hurt morale. There's probably going to be people on Xbox right now that are like, well, why don't we get it? Why don't we get to play it? And I don't know if they'll quit, but it does hurt morale a little bit. Like, it does suck to see your buddy sitting next to you on PC, you know, getting something that you don't get. So, it's not perfect. But, I mean, it's progress. It's progress. Your MMR, based on the true skill system, is primarily calculated by winning and losing ranked matches. Adding to or deducting points from your overall score, your overall MMR defines your current rank in season. Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, guardian, and gigantic guardian. I don't think the bottom one should be gigantic guardian. I think it should just be gigantic. But whatever. I'm not going to argue with it. While the bronze, silver, and gold ranks each have 5 tiers, platinum will have 3, and the remaining only 1 each. You will be notified when your next ranked match is a promotion or a demotion match. Do you have what it takes to reach diamond rank and beyond? If you do, hell yeah, but that also means that you cannot rest on your laurels for too long. Starting with diamond, you will rank to K if you haven't played a ranked match for a certain amount of time. When that happens, you will be put into the rank to K state, where a number of placement matches will determine your rank again. I like this because it really sucks when you have people that some people can put the game down for months and not play, and some people cannot do that. I don't know if I said that right. Some people can put the match, some people can put the game down for months, not play a single match, and come back to it and be just fine. And then you there's people that, you know, they put it down for a week and they come back and they just like they could have been the best player in the game that you knew, and all of a sudden they're just terrible. So it's very good to have a system in place like this, because it means if you have somebody who's good but they have to stay very, very practiced to be good, this type of system will throw them back down into the lower ranks until they get warmed back up and they can compete in the higher ranks. It's probably where I'll end up, is something like this, where I end up in some kind of rank decay. I don't know. Diamond is pretty high. I don't know if I'm diamond caliber. Like the regular Rush and Clash modes, matchmaking in Ranked will use MMR to create a balanced environment. Finding players of a similar rank, it will search on the parameters and then expand to a higher rank and different matchmaking regions. This, I don't know if I said this earlier, and I'm pretty sure I did though. This actually might be my least favorite part of this entire update blog. And here's the reason. I don't like it when they just put in PR BS. We know this isn't happening right now, right? Like, the game is not matchmaking on MMR right now. It's definitely expanding the range. Like, it's not doing that because there's not enough players. We all know that. It's just fluff for in an ideal world where we had the amount of players. So I hate it, the fact that they even put this in here. It really just doesn't need to be in here. This next part, however, does need to be in here. I don't need to know how normal matchmaking works, but I would like to know some things about how ranked matchmaking works specifically. You'll be able to queue for ranked mode as both a solo player and in parties. Some matchmaking rules apply here. Matchmaking will try to matchmake solo players with solo players first. That is awesome, because if you don't have a way to queue as a solo player, then you need to have some kind of background thing that's doing it anyway. This next one is kind of interesting because it says matchmaking will try to match parties with other parties first. What is defined as a party? Is it two or more? So if I'm, let's say, with one friend, like let's say Darren gets on one of my streams and we're playing and it's just the two of us, we play ranked, are we going to get thrown in against 5-man stacks, and then is the game going to fill us out with like 1-man like solo players? Is it going to fill us out with like a 3-man team? Is it going to give us another 2-man team and then a single? Because if it's going to give us 3 singles, 3 solo players, you are suddenly all of a sudden it doesn't really matter that we're in a party, right? So what is the definition of a party? Is it 3 or more? Is it 4 or more? Is it 5 or more? Just, I mean, because the only other thing they mentioned is solo, and solo would be 1. So I would imagine 2 or more would be that. So does it, if you have like 2, does it try to match you to a 3 pairing first and then match you with another 5 for the game? How does that work? It's very up in the air. Parties can only queue for ranked matches if their members are within 6 ranks of one another. That's pretty typical. It makes sense. You don't want, Jimmy who sucks getting with Timmy who doesn't suck, and Timmy who's like a diamond rank carries his friend into diamond rank, and then his friend, then they get off and they're not playing together, and the kid who shouldn't even be diamond rank is running around in diamond rank dragging a bunch of games down. You don't want that. So within 6 ranks of each other is pretty reasonable. I think that's, like it said, I think that's like basically 1 level for most of it. It is kind of interesting because when you talk about like the higher levels, like diamond and stuff, where there's 1 tier for each rank, how's that going to work? Because again, that would include basically, let's scroll back up so I can double check this, but basically that would mean Gigantic Guardian, Guardian, and Diamond could queue with basically, what is it, like half of Platinum? Platinum has 3, yeah. So Platinum, Diamond, Guardian, and Gigantic Guardian would all have to queue together because altogether they equal 6. And that's the total range. So you're talking about somebody that's a Gigantic Guardian, which is like the best of the best in the game, playing with somebody who's Platinum, who's just above average. And that, I don't know how I feel about that. And I would say shrink it, but again, we come back to the problem of the player base is really small, and it makes it really hard to do things like shrink the range right now. But again, I don't think any of these things are bad. Like I don't think matchmaking solo players are solo players and party people to party people, and making sure ranked members are all kind of the same range. I don't think that's a terrible. I don't think any of those are terrible things. Um, I'm just not sure about their execution, either because it's lacking details or because um, I'm just not sure how it can work in practice with the low amount of players that we have right now. Because, like I said in my previous post yesterday, you're just like, if we have two playlists, now you're splitting the player base between two playlists. Now you're splitting the player list between three playlists. You're gonna have less people in each playlist. Matchmaking times are going to get a little bit longer. It's going to get a little bit harder to matchmake people against people with proper MMR. A lot of this stuff is going to get harder, so a lot of this stuff is the queue is going to expand a lot more than I think ideally what they would like it to, just because we're out of people. Please play ranked matches with a fair play in mind. If you leave a match before it ends, you will fail to connect with a certain time penalty will be given out. Accumulating enough penalty points will ultimately lead to a temporary ban from ranked mode. Penalty points do decline and reset for players if they have no penalties over a certain amount of time. This is something else that the first time I read through here kind of caught my eye. It sounds like basically if you leave like, I don't know, 2-3 matches in a day or something, you'll probably get like a 24-hour ban or a week ban. What I would like to see is if you get 2 or 3 of those bans, I would just like to see them ban you for the rest of the season from ranked mode. Not necessarily all things, but just ranked mode. I think that'd be like a good next step beyond what they have here. It'd just be an additional thing. And maybe there's something like that. I don't know. This doesn't mention anything like that. But having sort of a temporary ban and then having something that's a little bit more permanent, not completely permanent, but just permanent for the season, I think would be very helpful in trying to encourage people, hey, you need to stay in these matches, and you need to just take the loss, even if you're going to take a loss. We cannot wait for all of you to dip your feet into ranked mode matches as our preseason kicks off. As always, we love to hear your feedback and suggestions on the Discord so we can make it the best experience possible. Since launching Gigantic, your support has been invaluable. We'd like to thank you for ongoing loyalty. Good luck and have fun, and see you on the airship. That's it, guys. That's both things. Overall, not bad. Not bad. I think the updates to the players and the glitches and stuff, the ones from the patch, I think that stuff's really solid. Like I said, there's a lot of details left out of this ranked mode one. There's just a lot of stuff, particularly like how is matchmaking going to work when the player count's this low? Are they going to force crossplay between mouse and keyboard and controller? It doesn't say. I think it's hard to say because like they have a small team, so maybe splitting up the testing between PC and console is the smartest thing to do. But I don't know. That remains to be seen. I think that's really going to depend on if they end up cross-playing them, because I think cross-play would, if you're going to cross-play them, then you need to test them together. If you're not going to cross-play them, then it doesn't matter. You can test them apart. The reward for Season 0 seems silly. Why make it bronze just so everybody gets it, I guess? I'm trying to think of anything else. And some of this stuff in the matchmaking stuff, I wish there was a little bit more details on how exactly that would work. But overall, it's not bad. I'm pretty happy with today's updates. Tell me below, are you happy with today's updates? They do show some profile picture portrait things in this little thing that you can unlock. It's nothing too fancy, like it's not blowing me away, but maybe it'll blow you away. I'll try to put links to both of these articles in the description. But how do you feel about all this stuff? I do want to say to anybody who watched my video yesterday and thought I was complaining too much, I know a couple of people reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, you're supposed to be the airship Hopium. What the fuck is this shit? You sound like Debbie Downer." And I do get that. I don't know if I mentioned it in this video yet. My grandmother passed away. Gigantic's dying. A lot of negativity in my life right now, and I probably affected my view. I'm probably just being a damn pessimist because of all that stuff. That's not an excuse, and I do feel and believe the things that I said in that video, but at the same time, I probably should have looked for solutions and more ways to be positive instead of falling into the negativity cycle that I fell into. And I do feel bad about that because sometimes it's hard to, honestly, as much as I try to be Mr. Airship Hopium Captain, sometimes it sucks, man, because 90% of the people I get in the comments section literally are just the complete opposite. They are the Debbie Downers, and they're like, "Snappy, you're wrong. There's not going to be any DLC. There's no way they're going to fix this game." Maybe they won't. I don't know. I just like to think, and I like to be hopeful. I lost this game for 6 years and got it back, so honestly, it's sticking around or making a comeback couldn't be any freaking crazier than that. So, you know, but yeah, I'm trying. We're trying to get back on track today. So hopefully some of you took away some positivity out of this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time on the Airship Hopium, I hope you have a fantastic journey wherever life takes you. And I'm gonna go probably take a nap. So until next time, bye.